The topic to be discussed in this video is Web of Things. First of all of you must know the definition of thing. Definition of thing. A thing is a physical object that is digitally expanded with one or more of the following. A thing is a physical object. A thing is a physical object that is digitally expanded with one or more of the following. First one is sensors. Sensors are sense the environmental conditions. That is a temperature sensor, light sensor, motion sensor, etc. Actuators. Actuators, displacement, displays, sound, motors, etc. Actuators are opposite action of the sensors. Coming to computation. Computation can run programs and logic. Can run programs and logic. Communication interface, wired or wireless. Communication interface. Wired or wireless. A thing is a physical object that is digitally expanded with one or more of the following: sensors, actuators, computation, and the communication interface. Coming to why WOT. Why Web of Things? To monitor blood sugar levels, I needed an IoT enabled continuous glucose monitor device. To monitor, suppose, medical applications, blood sugar levels. I needed an IoT enabled continuous continuous glucose monitor. Continuous glucose monitor device for blood sugar levels. In case of to open the front door remotely, I needed an IoT enabled smart door lock. This is the another function of the device thing. To open the front front door remotely. I needed an IoT enabled smart lock. IoT enabled smart door lock. Okay. To switch on my car AC, I needed an IoT enabled car AC device. To switch to switch on my car AC, I needed an IoT enabled car AC device. I could also need an IoT gateway to integrate all my home IoT appliances. I could also need an IoT gateway to integrate all my home IoT appliances. Suppose if you want to measure the or monitor blood sugar levels, need IoT enabled continuous glucose monitor device. Next, to open the front door remotely, I need an IoT enabled smart door lock. To switch on my car AC, I needed an IoT enabled car AC device. I could also need an IoT gateway to integrate all my IoT appliances. Suppose all these compatibility is missing here because different devices are there, different applications. All these devices are manufactured by different vendors. Vendors means dealers. All these devices are manufactured by different vendors. Vendors are dealers. Sticky sticky to means observed to different low level network protocols and standards. Sticky to different low level network protocol. In this point, different devices are used to uh, examine the different applications. Here, all these devices are not manufactured from the same dealer. All these devices are manufactured by different dealers, different low-level network protocols and standards. That is the reason, as a consequence of that, all these devices have separate apps, or some of them are grouped based on the vendors. Next point, important point here is all these uh, consequences of that. Devices have separate apps for their operations. Here, important point here is as a consequence of that, all these devices have separate apps, or some of them are grouped based on vendor or partnership. Vendor partnerships. All these devices, as a consequence of that, all these devices have separate apps, or some of them have grouped based on vendor partnerships. In the end, I have to open each of those apps one by one to perform each task to complete the workflow. In the end, I have to open each of those apps one by one to perform each task to complete the work. Each app open independently and perform the task. I cannot have any common dashboard, common area, common app from where I can monitor all appliances. Also, I cannot have any common dashboard from where I can monitor all my appliances. Simple smartphone cannot perform all these things. This is the limitation of the IoT becomes obvious as soon as one wants to integrate devices from various manufacturers into a single application or system. This is the limitation. There is no common platform. That is the one of the limitation of that IoT. The limitations of that of the IoT becomes obvious as soon as one wants to integrate devices from various manufacturers into a single application or system. This is the one of the limitation of that IoT. Coming to next one, incomplete protocol. Incompatible protocols coexist today. In IoT, hundreds of incompatible protocols coexist today. This makes the integration of data and services from various devices extremely complex and costly. This is the another drawback is here is in the IoT, there is no common platform to monitoring all these things in IoT. Because different standard, different manufacturers are there. In the IoT, hundreds of incompatible protocols coexist today. This integration of data and services from various devices extremely complex and costly. This makes the integration of data and the services from various devices extremely complex and costly. Coming to that is the reason we go for web of things. Things plus web of applications is called as web of things. That is the reason different devices are came from different vendors or dealers. They have different standards, different protocols are used to operate such type of devices. That is the reason it is the difficult task. There is no common platform to monitoring all these things. Glucose monitoring, door open, and so on. Single platform is not there in IoT. Different apps are used to analyze the performance of that applications. This is the reason we go for another one that is called as web things. The definition WOT. Web of things refers to a set of standards formed by World Wide Web Consortium. W3C means 3Ws and C consortium to facilitate the interoperability, fragmentation, and usability of the Internet of Things. Integrating all these features on a single platform for analyzing the application's performance is called as a Web of Things. Web of Things is a standard, refers to a set of standards formed by the World Wide Web Consortium W3C to facilitate the interoperability fragmentation, and the usability of the Internet Things. And the usability of the Internet of Things. Integrate all these things into a single platform is called as Web of Things. Web of Thing is a subset of the IoT. Web of Thing is a WOT is the subset of the IoT, and is built around software standards such as a reset API, such as a reset API, HTTP, URI, URL, WebSocket, WebSockets, and JSON, etc. These are some software standards. These are very useful to implement the web option applications. WOT is the subset of IoT. Coming to this one, the Web of Things only deals with the highest OSI layer 7, which handles applications, services, and data. Very important point here is the Web of Things only deals with the highest OSI layer 7. That means application layer, which handles applications, services, and data. First one is, and also used to here very important thing here is HTTP HMTL also. Okay, a reset API. First one is representation. A reset API stands for representational state transfer application programming interface. Stands for representational state transfer representational state transfer, application programming interface. Application program interface. These are our reset API would use a get request to retrieve a record. These are some commands used by web REST API would be use a get. Would be use a get means request to retrieve. Request to retrieve a record. Suppose if you want to getting the weather information, the request with the help of this get command will and reset representation state transfer API application program interface. We will get the weather information by using some with the help of URL. Next one is a post request to create one. A post request to create one. Next one, a put request. A put request to update a record. And a delete a request to delete one. And a delete DELETE and a delete request and a delete request to delete one. These are the commands which are generated by the API, reset API. Next, coming to HTTP. Reset API is an architecture style for building a web services. A reset API is an architectural style for building web services that interact via an HTTP protocol. With the help of that HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol access the web pages, perform these tasks. That is the one of the important software standard. Next one is HTTP. HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. It allows the communication between different systems. Hypertext transfer protocol. It is a protocol that allows communication between different systems. All these are the standards, different systems. Most commonly, it is used for transferring the data from a web server to a browser to a view web pages. Most commonly, it is used for transferring data from a web server to a browser to view web pages. Next, one more important thing here is HTML. HTML hypertext markup is the code that is used to capture a web pages and its contents. Hypertext markup language is the code that is used to structure a web pages and it coming to URI. Uniform resource identifier is a string of characters used to identify a resource. A uniform resource identifier URI is a string of characters used to identify a resource. Such identification enables interaction with representation of the resource over a network, typically the World Wide Web using specific protocols. A uniform resource identifier is a string of characters used to identify a resource. Such identification enables interaction with the representation of the resource over a network. Representation of resource over a network. The World Wide Web using specific protocol. World Wide Web using a specific protocol. URI, uniform resource. Next one. Another one is there. WebSockets. WebSockets are also important one. WebSockets. WebSockets. WebSocket to open a two-way interactive communication session between the user's browser and a server. To open a two-way, interactive, communication, session between the users, between the users browser and a server. Next one, JSON, JavaScript object notation. It is commonly used for transferring the data in web applications. Java object notation. It is commonly used for transmitting data in web applications. These are some important standards. Web of Things is the subset of the IoT and built around a software standard such as Reset API, HTTP, URIs, WebSockets, HTL, hypermarking language markup languages, and also WebSockets, JVM. These are the different software standards which are used in web applications. Coming to important one, these are some figures. This one is these are the IoT device area, QR code, NFC field communication, RFID tags. These are the near field communication, RFID tag, QR code means nothing but barcodes. These are the tags which are used to attach the help of these tags identify the object's location. Some EPC, electronic product code, is a 96-bit format is attached inbuilt encoded with this tags attached to the objects. These are the devices: Bluetooth Low Energy, Arduino, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is a programmable skills device. Build hardware, do home automation used in industrial applications. Arduino is also perform these software and hardware applications. Machines. Philips Hue Smart, and these are environment smart things and smart cities. Everything is incorporated with IoT applications. Here, web of things are not there. Next, coming to the second figure. This one is the second figure. Hotel room. A hotel consists of many rooms. In a single, consider a single room, 202. A person, Lesa, that means hotel guest sitting in the room and control these appliances, play favorite music and control temperature and humidity in my room and turn on off light, blinds, etc. Watch movies, games, show on TV, books, book tennis court, yoga classes, etc. Set alarm clock or clock. Lisa sitting in this 202 room perform so many IT things. But he in that hotel, so many rooms are room number 202, 203, 204 and 301. Consider these rooms. To integrate all these rooms action by one person, Johnny, that means hotel owner, away from this hotel with the help of web protocols. With the help of web protocols. Because in room number 203, the lights are not switched off. He is far away from this station. With the help of that web apps, web access protocols, web access protocols perform their functions. Turn off lights or air conditioning in all empty rooms. Suppose in one empty room, AC is not off, fans continuously running, lights are also is on condition. With the help of WOT applications, he can perform these tasks. Control security systems, cameras, smoke, alarms, etc. Up is a room cleaning service, manage room services, Wi-Fi, TVs, etc. Enable or disable room access for guests. These are the things. These are the actions are controlled by the person. Johnny person is far away from his hotel. With the help of that WOT, control all these functions. Coming to next one. This one. These are the devices. These are the different types of. I hate my life means only internet of things. These are the devices perform different types of functions. These are the Zigbee, Bluetooth, then on version BAC net. These are the technologies which are used to operate such devices. For security, we use some cameras. These two are the cameras. This one is light. This is also light. Heating and cooling. That means haze. These are the appliances. Appliances. These are the protocols or technologies. These are the devices. All these actions are integrated by using these web protocols, web application protocols. Hotel control center. A person, this is the web of things. This one is the internet. Internet of things involves so many devices and some protocols are included here. And these are the things. These are the things. Uh, Machines are things. All these actions are integrated and monitoring at one place with the help of web access protocol that is called as a web of things. Coming to next one. This one is the layer architecture layers. These are the layers in web. Generally, for internet applications, we use TCP by IP protocol. Ethernet at physical layer, we use Ethernet to connect the devices. In this case, at the application layer, the web access protocols are HTTP, HTML, JSON, Hyper Transfer Text Protocol, Hypertext Markup Language, Java script, that is very JavaScript object notation. These are the web access protocols. Convert this internet into Internet of Things, device layer, connectivity layers. That means Bluetooth, Zigbee, Wi-Fi. These are the technologies which are used to connect the devices to perform their actions. That is called as Internet of Things. And coming to Web of Things. Here Web of Things use HTTP, JSON, WebSockets. These are the some protocols, standards, software standards, which are very, very useful to perform their Web of Things actions. Coming to this one. These are the social web. Generally, all of you know Facebook, Twitter. These are the semantic web. These are the real-time web. That means real-time means at that time only create these actions, web sockets, web hooks. These are the programmable webs, reset APIs, web services, JS1. These are the platforms, programming platforms. All are combined to form a Web of Things. This one finally, this is the URL. These are the web developers, native or desktop apps, web services and application program interfaces, analytics, and storage. Web is created by using www. A LAN connected network used here. Here get, put, and get the information or retrieve the information. Retrieve the get means a request to retrieve a record. HTTP, application layer protocols, Geneva.ch. At the Geneva location, we will get the weather condition. Retrieve the information by using this URL. Put means a put request to update a record. Put means this is the LAN connected. These devices are LAN connected. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, hotel.air room hotel.air room 15 lock. This one belongs to room 15 lock to perform some tasks on this lock. Put means a put request to update the record. Close the door, open the door. Coming to get. My home at London. My home is at London. HTTP the application transfer text protocol. Some file is there. Alerts.rss. Retrieve the information. These are the URLs. Everything is implemented with the help of web access protocols, web access standards. That is called as web.